Greetings, YouTube. It's Yellow Belly here. Hello to you all. Hopefully you can hear me. Just give me a sound check, guys. Have a fag. And who we got first in was Johnny B. Good evening, JB. Good to see you, buddy. We got the Classics race on time tonight. Oh, I'm always on time, mate. I'm always here. It's iPhone, and they're never on time, are they? They make you wait for like quarter of an hour before they start the stream. If I say 7:30, it's on the dot. Only messing, guys. Well, welcome to you all. We're on the letter S. Now, the letter S is a very big game collection, so I am splitting it into parts. And again, if anybody wants to be a guest like the one I'm about to introduce, I would love. All right, no worries, mate. Please let me know in my Discord and I'll have you on, just like our following guest. Before I introduce, let's hello to the gorgeous 8-Bit Rach, who has recently shaved her ass, allegedly. And we've got Technic in the chat. We've got Classics Race. Yes, everything's nice and loud and clear. Beautiful. And good evening, Wayne Jordan. Good to see you, sir. Now, as always, I have to do... where's it gone? There it is, the Retro and Limb intro. So let's get that out of the way. That's that done. And get down here. And what I would like to do is introduce my guest. Now, my guest has never been on camera on YouTube before, so this is a bit... Be gentle with him. Be gentle. And here he is. It is our own Technic. Say hello, Tech.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Super. So,
where you going?
I'm back. You can see it now,
yeah?
No. Yeah. Rachel says, well, you say shaved, it involved a fly mob miraculously. Well, yeah, I've got a heavy duty brush cutter you can borrow at any time, Rachel. And well, there you go. Rachel says hello. Now, I was explaining to Technic, there is a delay, about a 30-second delay of what we see on screen and what he hears. So just bear with us. But Technic, welcome to your first belly stream. How do you feel?
Nervous, yeah. As you said, it's my first time on a stream, showing my face. I think previously I've hid behind my persona of Technic, so yeah, never shown my face before. I've never been to a Play Blackpool yet. I kept thinking I need to go, I should go. Well, obviously that's not going to happen this year, yeah. So good to see you all, so to speak. You all see me, I should say, actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the good thing about this is why I was explaining to you that I like to do this for the community, get the community members on, because then when we all turn up at Blackpool, we all go, I know you, when we all get together, and we recognise each other, etc. So,
sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, who else is coming in now? We've got the Amstrad Panier. Good to see you, buddy. And no, I haven't forgot, mate. So, as always, what I've done is I sent my the games I'm going to be putting on to Nick, and he's had a little play himself of the ones he could get working. And any standouts for you, sir?
I think the first one I played I really liked. I think I'm not going to give it away, but yeah. Then the one that I think you and I talked about just before we went on stream, which I think is the second one from last. I just didn't know the third one from last. I think I didn't get. So yeah, I didn't look at any inlay manuals. So I should have gone to CPC Power and had a look. But yeah, I just tried playing them, and yeah, a few of them were just like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? So it's going to be interesting watching you play it, and I can get some tips.
Oh, mate, there's no use watching me for tips, mate. I'm a shit gamer. I'm an absolute shite gamer, and but I still, even back in the day, I was shit, but I loved it. I still, even though I
Yeah,
was crap. I mean, I watched Zypho, and it's like, for fuck's sake,
I
it,
know. It completes like Batman the movie in like one go, and I'm just like, seriously,
yeah.
without even using any cheats.
Us mere
So yeah,
mortals, yeah, us mere mortals don't get a look in.
no, that is
So,
very true. I
so
mean,
what are you
what are we?
drinking tonight, sir?
I am on the Crony as always. I think is usually what I'm drinking when you guys are streaming. So go Crony, and yeah, bought a 6-pack of those. I think so I'm about halfway through them. So I'll wet the whistle
Halfway through
tonight.
Juice and Nerves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I already had 2 before I came on. Yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
yeah.
as always, what I like to do is do a little bit of an interview. I always usually ask the same questions so people aren't surprised. So, I've got a few interview questions for you, buddy.
Okay.
And the first one being your first retro computer experience, really. What was your first machine?
Oh, so my first experience was going to. I went to this Christmas party at a friend's place, and he had 3 computers. I don't know how he had 3 computers. I mean, this was like mid-80s. No one had 3 computers, but his family was quite well off, and they had like a Christmas party, and all his kids went out to his conservatory, and I think he had a VIC 20, a Commodore 64, and something else. I can't remember. It might have been an old Atari 2600. I'm not 100% sure. And I thought, yeah, I really like this. It's really good. I think we played something like Oh Mummy, but I don't think it was. And then I thought, oh, okay, that's really good. So I asked for a computer for Christmas, and yeah, and then ended up getting the Amstrad. But it was between myself and my sister, or the family computer, because we weren't so well off, so we weren't, able to have this one computer, each. So yeah, so the first computer I got was the one you can see behind me is the 6128, and this is the actual one that I got on Christmas Day 1985. I think it might have been. Someone can correct me
Superb.
in the chat if I'm wrong. So yeah, so it's still fully up and running. I think the only thing that has broken on it is the 12-volt DC supply from the monitor conked out. So I just got an adapter going in, powering that. And what I read online, that seems to be the better option these days anyway, because you get a more cleaner connection, more stable connection coming out of it. So yeah, so I had my Amstrad 6128, and then after that I had a Atari STE 1040 STE, which I've actually got on the shelf behind me actually, but that's not my original one. I sold my original one to buy my PC when I was about 17. But the 6128 was always the family computer, so I wasn't allowed to sell that, and kind of yeah, thank goodness I didn't, because I really had a lot of fun with it in these later years of my life. So,
Well, this is
yeah.
it. I mean, it's amazing you've still got your original machine.
Mm,
That is amazing because there's a lot of us who wish we still had our original machines and type things. Um, I mean,
yeah.
mine was sold up from under me by my mother to a neighbour,
All right.
so I didn't get a say in that. But I was playing Mega Drive at the time, so uh, but
Okay.
but yeah, and I only a couple of years ago got another one. So like I said, I've not been on the retro scene that long. So, but yeah, it's funny you should say it's the family computer. My family computer was back in the day. Now I think I'm a little bit older than you, bud. So, but I wanted an Atari VCS,
Okay.
and my brother had Novabug, Phil Marshall in the house. Hello, sir. Good to see you. And
Um, Full
there we
rimmer
go. Yeah.
ish. Wrong hand, but you can't see me. Other one to do it. So yeah.
But yeah, I wanted
Oh
a
yeah.
2600, and we ended up, and my mum come and dad came home with a ZX81 because they took my older brother. But that was my first machine. So yeah, but yeah, it was the family computer as such. Fortunately for me, the Amstrad was mine, so I didn't have to share it. So you went on to the ST, and did you say you sold that then?
So yeah, I sold that to buy my first PC, which is a 486 DX266. If I remember rightly. I'm a nerd like that, so I'm fairly certain it was 4 MB of RAM, no sound card. Because I was doing BTEC in computer studies at the time, so I really needed my own PC at home. I can do some bits on the ST, but then of course trying to take it into the college and put it onto the PC just didn't work. So I had to like write Pascal programs, print them out, and then type them in again when I got into college. And yeah, that just didn't work. So I ended up having to buy my own PC, and I scrimped and saved and used some savings, and my grandma helped me out as well. And so I bought my ST that I've got now. Oh gosh, probably about 15 years ago now, I think, before the whole kind of retro scene took off. So I got it for a really good price. It's just down the road in Reading, actually. I went and picked it up, got it on eBay. And I haven't really messed with it for a while, actually, since I moved in. That was about 8 years ago into this house. So I do need to do something with it. And I've started to sort of plan how I'm going to do it, because I've kind of got a cabling now to plug it into the Amstrad monitor. And so there's no reason why I shouldn't really get on with it and get doing it, really. So I got some lots of data discs still as well, and I got stuff on there. I used to create animations and that kind of stuff, so I'd love to get those out and see if I can still play them. And it's but the Amstrad, I mean, I really had good fun. I had one of the M4 board. I think that's the one I'm always going on about in the chat for everybody. And so I managed to get all my discs for my Amstrad actually onto my hard disk on my PC, so I can actually see all the crappy old programs I wrote as well when I was younger.
What kind of programs were they? Were they just games, or were they basic?
A few games and quite a lot of demos. I did a lot of the type-ins from Amstrad Action. Used to love those, but I also used to tinker about with them as well, see if I could do graphics. But the trouble is, if you're programming BASIC, it takes a while to kind of really put stuff on screen, because it's obviously interpretive language rather than assembly language, and it just run it. So to try and do any kind of high speed games, I was somewhat disappointed. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to have to learn machine code or something like that at some point. But I had good fun doing demos and kind of like adventure games, things like that. See if I could understand the mathematics involved, drawing a circle and things like that, which back then I couldn't. I think I understand them now. but no, I've got a few books here actually to show you. So
go for it.
I had this one. I'm not sure if anybody else had this one. I'm not sure if this is the right way around for you guys on the stream. Give me 30 seconds before it comes up on there. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, Better Basic. This is an Osborne book. I take it up there. So this was pretty good. This taught me quite a lot. Got it straight out of the library. Glad to see it's not the actual library book. So I've forgotten I had this one. I think I had it for Christmas. And so it kind of taught you kind of the basic, things like how to do a space game and how to do string handling and things like that. So I kind of got into it that way, and I really got enthused about it, and saved up all my pocket money to buy a whole bunch of peripherals like the Multiface 2 and the speech synthesizer and a few other bits and pieces, and the light gun, as Nothabug pointed out as well.
Yeah.
It was real passion I had for a good 10 years, I think, for 6.28. Sure, because there's just so much you could do with it, so much you could expand with it. And I even bought Sprites Alive, if anybody else had that one.
Yeah, I remember that. I'll tell you what was that? Did you ever try that Laser Basic by Ocean?
No, I didn't. No, I remember the adverts for it. Laser Basic, is it 5 times faster than normal Basic or something, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, and it had its own sprite editors and stuff like that.
Oh, did it? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I thought it was just a compiler. Okay, that's interesting.
The compiler was separate, and they had all sorts. They brought out a few things, but yeah, I remember having that for me Amstrad. That was pretty cool. But, just a quick hello in the chat. We have obviously we've got Pete Walker. What a star he is. We have Retro and Lim Steve. Good to see you, and hopefully Retro and Lim Steve will be my guest next Sunday. So I'm going to try and tie him down to that. And who else have we got? DVD and Film Blog. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah. Another book says, I remember Sprite Alive. Yes, I've actually got it. Yeah, I've actually got it on me. Yeah. So you've got your 6128 there in the background. Is that the M4 I can see plugged in?
Yeah, so if I take you through it, let me know if you can see it okay. So I've got, move the microphone a bit closer, then I don't have to shout. Yeah. So I've got the Multiface 2 there, I'm not sure if you can see it. So that's this box, this here. This is the M4 board plugged in the top here. This here is the DK-Tronics mouse interface, the Genius mouse. This thing here, you can see that?
Yeah.
It's a bit yellow and cruddy, I need to really clean it up a bit. So I had that, and then I had the speech synthesizer as well, which is pretty good because it gives you nice stereo sound output. So I got the 2 speakers either side,
Yeah.
there and there. And then here I've also got my GX4000, which I got the Christmas it came out, burning rubber, and I bought switchblade and clacks, and that was it. That's all I could really get. And then I just kind of.
Did you say have you got the C4 CPC card or the 32-in-1 cartridge for that?
I haven't yet. No, I need to sort out how to get it. So I got the M4, and that was a bit of, I'll say, a faff. You kind of have to, go and post on the board and then swap some emails with a spin point guy. So the C4 CPC, I need to figure out how to get that. I do want it. It looks really good. I think Zypho said he could help out in doing that. I need to take him up on that. I think if he's in the chat tonight or not yet.
He'll probably pop in later. He usually does.
Okay, cool. And then also under here, maybe you can't see it. I've got some tapes on it, but this is the old data cord that I plugged into the side of the 6128. Just there. That needs a good cleanup as well. I need to go back and watch maybe some of Novabugs videos on how to clean heads, align them, and set the azimuth and all that good stuff. So right now I've just been kind of running the ROM files and then sending them to the 6128 using the M4. And that works pretty well actually, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Novabug is actually saying in the chat he can help you out with that.
So, okay, thanks. Yeah, that'd be really good if you can.
So if you could. A quick hello to the awesome Mikey Smith, also in the chat. Good to see you, sir. And just for people who know, Mikey will be streaming after myself over on Twitch, and he's got some Amiga action going on.
Ooh.
Yep. So
there's always a bit of that conflict, wasn't it, between people with an Atari and the people with an Amiga back in the day?
Oh yeah, the old it was like the 8-bit wars, wasn't it? The Speckies versus the C64s versus the Amstrads and all the others. I actually my war in my school was I got the Amstrad in '85, I think it was, but they had BBC Micros and Electrons. So I kind of won on
that. Yeah. Overall, I think you did. No, I mean the Amiga's a really good machine actually. I mean, with all the old banter at school about the only thing you use an Amiga is to play games and the only thing you use the keyboard for is to enter your name in the high score table and everything. But with the Atari, I mean, it was the trouble I think with the Atari is the STE had all the lovely graphics and the nice sound card. But when developers made games for it, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, when developers made games for it, they had to make it backwards compatible with the FM and the STF. So they would make it for the graphic capability of those machines. And there's very rarely games that come out specifically for the STE. The only one I remember was the Red Nose Day game. I think it was called Sleepwalker, when you were like that, some little dog having to kick your master over all these
I remember that.
obstacles and things like that. It was a great game. I think I've still got it actually. I got my ST games boxed underneath. I didn't get those out this evening. So when you actually saw the STE games, they were actually really good and they were on par with the Amiga. But as I said, most of the games that come out, with backwards compatibility, they kind of, were outshone by the Amiga games in the most part, I think.
Yeah, I mean the Amiga was an amazing machine when it came out. It really was. My brother had a 520 ST FM, and I eventually in the 90s when I moved to Australia, I bought myself an Amiga. So I literally just bought every Psygnosis game going. Spent most of the time watching the intros. Which was awesome.
I love the voice on it as well. There was voice stuff on there, like voice sampling. I mean, you hardly ever got it on the Amstrad, and if you did, everything else kind of shut down because it took so many resources to play any kind of voice stuff on the CPC.
Yeah. Did you get into the old console? Did you get into some of the old consoles?
I didn't. The only console I had was the GX4000. I think maybe that burnt me. I don't know. But mates of mine had them. I always go around and play with my mates. So always my mate John, he always had he had a Sega Mega Drive, and we used to go around there and play Double Dragon or some fighting game. I forgot what it's called now. Someone's going to correct me on that in the chat, I'm sure. But we played some fighting games and racing games. Obviously Sonic. It was a Sega one. And then mates of mine had PlayStations as well. So I never really bought into that. I always kind of had the PC. I always invested all my time and money in PC games. Yeah. So I didn't get, other than the GX4000, I didn't actually ever have a console. Oh. And then I think the console that I bought since the GX4000, the next console I bought, was actually an Xbox 360. So, yeah, you can imagine the gap there.
Yeah. I know off stream you mentioned you had young'uns. Do they ever get to have a go on the old retro? Did you educate them on the old Amstrad?
Yeah, now and again. So I have my youngest. She came down here and she was watching me play the games that you sent me, and she recognised the Star Wars tune, which is good because she's not seen Star Wars before. So it's like, how did you know that? Yeah. She's 6. And then so my eldest one, we had a game of the light gun. We played what's that darts game? Bit of bully. Can't beat a bit of bully.
Yeah. Mikey Smith's favourite. Bullseye.
Bullseye, yeah. So we had a good laugh with that one, and put in silly names like nobody and things like that. So it said nobody to the hockey. But we had a good game trying to answer the questions as well. Some of them look a bit random and very much out of date. I think it came up with how many times that Coventry City won the FA Cup, and I absolutely laughed my backside off because my dad used to be a Coventry fan, and so they won it once in 1987. I know it was 1987. I thought, oh my God, hang on a minute. Is it 0-1? Because I'm trying to think when this game came out. So, I think whenever I guessed it was wrong. So, no, that's the last time I think we played on it. I need to get in. Now I've got the GX4000 running. I'm going to maybe give Burning Rubber a go as well. See if we can get him on that now.
Yeah, definitely. Pang. Once you've got a thing for that, Pang is. I know Novabug's kids love a bit of Pang.
Favorite, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's more accessible for them. I've got my lads. He's 19, coming up to 19, and he's always been an Xbox and he had a 360 and then the one and all that. And I put him on Galactic Play, and he lasted exactly 30 seconds and then stormed off.
Yeah, they don't get the fact that his games back then were very, very short. So, other than the view like Elite, where you could play for hours and then suddenly die and that was it.
Yeah.
That was another good one I used to like to play actually. Just go into Elite and just start shooting other ships and see how long I could last.
Yeah. So, how did you get involved with? Who broke your cherry? Was it Chris or was it Al?
It was Chris. Yeah, broke my cherry on Chris. So a few years ago now. So I was doing just some research on get my Amstrad back up and running again. I kind of thought, well, I'll have a look on YouTube. There's always lots of nice how-to YouTube videos there. So I just did a search on the Amstrad CPC. I think it came up with another feather in the cap. There's no work, absolutely, mate. So I think he was doing an interview with the Oliver twins, I think it was, and I thought, oh, okay, this is interesting. I remember the Oliver twins games. I always used to love playing those. So I watched that, and then I think I stumbled across one of his streams one night. It was in his early days of doing the tape testings. And so before he kind of did his regular Saturday slot, it was like the Tuesday night at like 10 p.m. things like that. I think if I remember rightly. And so I started watching those, and then I think he gave me the spanner because he had some bad people on the stream and he recognised my name. And I think from then I thought, oh, okay, I must be important. Then I'll make sure I keep coming every week to keep all the riff-raff out of his stream, so to speak. And,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely. And then Zypho, I think I found later on because Friday nights I was usually out, and of course with the pandemic and stuff, I can't really do that anymore. So I kind of found Al's streams a little bit later on, and then became a patron not so long ago. Actually, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, really, but so I've become a patron of that now too. And it's Notebook's put a link in the chat for Oliver Twins interview.
And he's got a lovely comment for you there, buddy, as well.
Oh, was he? Oh, no worries, mate. Yeah. as I said, when he kind of gave me the spanner and made me an admin, I kind of thought that was like, oh, okay, thanks. And so so he started my relationship with watching streamers live. So so I always try and tune into the Bug Loft every week whenever I can, and now I also try and tune into Zypho stream as well. And it's good because the two of them are the same but different. Do you know what I mean? They've both got their own different ways, the different things that are allowed, not allowed on the stream. I'm not sure what it's not allowed on Novabug stream, but yeah.
We just don't care.
No, that's good. So
Sorry, Chris.
So I mean, I think with his stream in particular, that's been a good constant in my life over the past few years as well. Going through some not so good times as well as good times, as a lot of people do. And that's always been a constant. So that's always been good. Thanks for being there, Nova. And some of the games he's tested, I just think, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm sure I had that. So like Boeing, I think, came up, and I suddenly thought, I'm fairly starting to recognise that. And I found that tape today, just digging about in the boxes, getting everything out. And so that was pretty good. And then with Zypho's games as well, so he's got a different spiel every week, and it's not the game testing; it's more just kind of running the emulator, which is slightly different. But it's both are really good, and those are two I generally always try and tune into. And then yours as well. As we discussed earlier, yours is on a time which unfortunately coincides with kids' bedtime, things like that. So I always try and catch at the end. Sometimes I lurk on your stream. I'm not always chatting on your screen because I'm doing something else at the same time, but I'll put it on in the background as much as I can. So
yeah, that's what I try to do. Is if I'm at work, or if I try and just let people know, yeah, I'm here, but I'm in the background because I'm at work, etc.
Yeah.
And I know Steve Retro and Lim, he does that as well.
Yeah. He always signs a few jokes, though, Steve. So
he always does something.
Always crack me up. I mean, he seems to have even less limits than the rest of us, which is really funny sometimes. So, thanks, Steve, for the joke.
Well, hopefully next Sunday he's on here, so he'll have to pay for his crimes against decency. So, what was your weapon of choice, joystick-wise?
So my favourite, I think the same kind of joystick everyone else had that broke after 6 months. The one that came in the multicoloured box, slightly rounded one. I haven't got it anymore, I think, because it was knackered, so I chucked it. But my main joystick was this one, which was, I think, Novabugs as well, if I remember rightly. So the old Quick Shot 2 Turbo. So it's a bit knackered. It's missing its back button that kept dropping off. It might be in the bottom of this box somewhere, actually, that I've got underneath there. But it needs a little bit of TLC, it needs a bit of rewiring. I think back in the day I took it apart to fix the dip switches, clicky bits. And when I put it back together, I think I caught a wire and it broke or slightly frayed. So I do need to fix that. And but that is my favourite one to use. So I was trying to play your games today and it finally conked out again. So I'm going to have to open it up again and clean it again. So I was using a GX4000 one.
Yeah.
For now, but I also got from Duke Thinpoint. I've got this other thingy as well. So I need to try it out. I haven't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can plug into your PC port USB Xbox controller. So you can then use your Xbox controller to control retro games as well. So I'm going to give that a go at some point as well.
Oh, that sounds good.
Got it a little while
so it
back.
converts from USB down to the Atari 9-pin type.
Yeah, it's actually that. Yeah, so Duke was like, yeah, you can use this in the CPC and in the Atari ST, which would be good. So as I said, I got an ST as well. So when I get that up and running, you can basically. I'm thinking if I can plug those in, it might get my kids to play that because they're used to using the Xbox controllers for everything. So if I can get an Xbox controller and have them play games on here as well, and that might encourage them a bit.
Well, you've got all the gear, mate. You've got all the gear. You've got the knowledge. Where's your channel? Why haven't you got a channel?
Well, up until this evening, I was a bit afraid of going online and revealing myself, so to speak.
Like I said, it doesn't say Yellow Belly on my birth certificate, mate, so don't worry.
I did think about maybe doing some videos just showing how I did the cleanup of the connectors for the multi-face and all that kind of stuff, because I'm also a bit of an avid model railer as well, so I got a whole little tinker kits and things like that, and very small screwdrivers and track cleaners and stuff, and actually found the same thing I used to clean railway tracks, model railway tracks, was great for actually cleaning up the connectors for the multi-phase and everything else like that. So I use that, and they actually work flawlessly now. They really clean them up really good. And before then, I was always trying to use rubbing alcohol and that kind of stuff on it, but it wasn't abrasive enough. You use a fine line between getting something that's abrasive that cleans it, but at the same time doesn't ruin it. So but the model railway track rubber seems to work absolutely brilliant. So, I was going to do a bit of I took some pictures before and after them. They're on my phone from about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But maybe I might put them together and kind of do a few how-to videos or something. So.
Yeah, brilliant idea. And you know that everybody in the community will support your channel as soon as it goes live. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I've got to say hello to the gorgeous Andrea Wyatt in the chat.
Oh.
And who else did I see? Oxo Good. Good to see you, matey. And let's have a look. Who else have I missed? I missed somebody. I'm sure I have. No, I think that's it. Yeah. So Noverbook says he butchered a broken quick shop too to repair another one. That's
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just probably needs the contacts key. I need to really take it apart and spend a good couple of hours, properly cleaning it and try and fix that frayed wire, which I didn't manage to do back in the day properly. So I think I might just have to snip that and rewire it and get some different cabling in there or something like that. But yeah, I think it's still fixable. I hope it is. But yeah, I found my second paddle from a GX4000. That's not working too well either. So I'm gonna have to open that up and probably clean that all with gunk. Actually, it's pretty mucky actually. If you can see that from the camera. If I hold it up there. So it needs a good clean, and it does have screws in it, which is nice. So that means I can actually take it apart and put it back together again, which is something you can't do, at least with a light gun. I think if you try and break that apart, that's it. It's knackered. There's no screws in it. It's all kind of pushed together, and you unpush it.
Yeah. Sorry, me. The wife's calling the dog, and it's here in this room with me. I'll just let the dog out. You carry on, mate.
Okay. And what else? There's a couple of other bits I forgot to show you as well. So, not sure how many people had this in the day. As I said, I was a really bad gamer. So, hack the game, get infinite lives. It's really good. I think Big Chuck, I don't know if he's on the stream. I think he might have written some stuff from some of the programs in here, but if he is who I think he is.
I'm not seeing him.
No, okay. And then this is the old 6128. I was having, kind of an argument with Novabug about spiral bound books. So this is the spiral bound 6128. So I'm right, you're wrong. And what else have I got? And final thing. This is my box of diskettes from back in the day as well. So all these ones I bought, each one of those was, I think they were like £2.50 each, which back in the day, obviously, in the 80s was quite a bit of money for particularly someone as young as I was back then as well. So that was a good few weeks pocket money. And I used to fill them up as quickly as I could save it for the next one, really. So I ended up having to decide what stuff to keep and what stuff to wipe and that kind of thing. But it was all good fun.
Well, there we go. So if we have any questions for our tech Nick, please do put them in the chat, and I'll keep an eye out for them. What I will ask, buddy, is if you can switch your camera off so I can fire up Winape.
Okay.
And we can have a look at these games. That's superb, thank you.
Cool.
And let me fire up Winape. We can still hear you, so don't worry about that.
Cool wings.
There we go. Pete was saying there was one BBC game I played in school to death, though it might have been on the BBC side. So it was just exclusive. Yeah, we're talking about BBC Micros. I did. They had BBC Micros in my school at the time. So.
Yeah, it was Granny's Garden. I remember playing Flowers of Crystal, which sounds very much drug related, but anyway. And then there was this really shit game that we played. What was that? That was one about Mary Rose, and you have to go along and you have to mark off on a piece of graph paper every time you get a ping rather than a non-ping or something, it ends up drawing a picture of a boat or something. I remember we had to do that in threes, yeah.
It's a question there off Novabug.
Oh, okay. Nick, you had any game corruptions using the M4? I had a few which don't like it. I do. So I was trying out some of the ones that Yellow Belly sent me today, and a few of them just wouldn't work. I think they were the hacked games. One of them just didn't seem to work. One of them worked, but then tried to access the disk in Drive A that, of course, wasn't there. So I ended up trying to run it in WinApe, do a snapshot, and then send the snapshot down the M4. Down the M4, sounds like saying it down the motorway. Send it to the M4 to then try and get it to run automatically, and that didn't seem to work either. But I think I might have messed up the settings on that. I think I might have captured too much from the memory down to the snapshot. I didn't try again. But yeah, it seems to be about 7 out of 10 of the ROMs that you download for the internet seem to work. So as I said, the ones that Yellow's got tonight, so he sent me 8 games. I think about 5 of them at least I got to run via the M4. So.
There we go. Right, speaking of games, let's start with our first one. Now then, as always, I've trawled through the internet using CPC Game Review's website also, which is an awesome website, guys, for finding games, and CPC Power. And yeah, these are games I'd never heard of before. So what was that off? Sword of the Samurai is awesome. Yes, it's interesting to know. I found it's not as reliable as the DDI3 or Gotek. Shame, as it's a great bit of kit. Indeed. So tonight's first game is called Sabotage. It's by Zeppelin, and I think this was 1986, possibly. I'm not sure. And it's a shoot 'em up. And it's a very basic shoot 'em up. What did you think of this one? Did you get to play this?
Yeah, so the top-down shooter, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think with this one, I found you can't just shoot, and then just direct your ship. You kind of got to time it right as well. It's to me, it was a little bit difficult trying to decipher what was in the background and what wasn't. On a few occasions, some of the power-ups don't make themselves look so well known. So yeah, as you can see there, you really got to kind of time your shots right. You can't just go bang, 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 bang like you can with, say,
yeah. Oh, I got hit.
Other games.
Good.
When you die, it takes a while for you to die. You kind of crash, and you can still shoot while you're crashing.
I just had a donation there from Avaset Panier, and he says, Streamlabs won't let me donate 50p. Now, this is in reference to a conversation we had on Novabug's stream, and big thank you for that dono. And yes, I will, just give me 2 seconds, do what I promise.
Nice one, Avaset Panier.
There we go, buddy.
Maybe stuff after a steam train as well, which is good. Oh, good grief.
There we go, that's for you, Avaset. Add a few zeros, and the pants will come down.
Oh, my eyes! Oh. Well said, 8-bit Rach.
There we go. Right, those are your best pants. Rachel, you should be grateful I'm wearing them. I don't often do. That was worth the money, he said.
Keep it off the price, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh my word. Yeah. There you go, Andrea. There's something to keep you warm at night in this cold weather. What do I get for £2.50? You, Rachel. Don't
ask him that. God.
You can have one nipple. Oh, sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, yes, I was playing games. Now then. Well, I've lost my Streamlabs. There's it gone. There it is. There we go. Yeah, interesting game, this. Nice graphics.
Nice bit of overscan as well, I think, in this one. If you look at it, particularly the other screens, the title screens and stuff, they made a good use of the full screen. Some of them you kind of end up doing like postage stamp games, a whole bunch of static graphics around the edge. But this was quite nicely done, I think. So.
Yeah, I think it's okay. This it's actually. I think Chris put it rightly. What did he say? He said, Chris, it's like Iridium meets Mission Genocide. I do like the sound effects.
Yeah, sound effects. There's no music, was there? I don't think in this one.
Yeah, but I do like the sound effects. It's certainly collision detection maybe slightly out, but I thought at first you could. Yeah, I was searching through the manual to see if you could drop bombs, but you can't, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, it's certainly an interesting game that I've never seen before. Here we go again.
You've got money, and for bringing the weekend Amstrad stream chat is to all
Veteran wants some strip poker. Maybe Sandbox strip poker, but
your thought money. Thank you so much, Chris, for that donation.
I want to see that.
Yes, I'm a thought. No problem. I admit it. I'm a thought. Excuse me. But yeah, it's an interesting game. This it's Yellow Belly Strip Poker, indeed. Yeah, it's I like it. It's I don't know if this is a full price game or a budgie.
Yeah, I think if I got this as a budget, then I'd have been happy with it. I think if I paid like full price, I'd probably be a little bit disappointed. But to be honest with you, the whole top-down shooter wasn't something I always used to go for anyway. I think I've had them before as part of box sets and stuff, and played a few, but I haven't specifically gone out and thought, right, I'm going to go out and buy this top-down. This shoot 'em up. So yeah.
So yeah, it's I like this one. I like this. I'm gonna have to give this one a score. It's certainly playable. It's certainly got that try again factor. Want to go back to it to try and get a little bit further and see if the graphics improve or what the next enemy is. Now, I do believe I was reading up that there is a section with a maze, which which I've not managed to get to. Yeah, so it's not a bad game. Not a bad game. So what we shall do is I will probably die. Yeah. It's a shame the sound effects, they didn't put a bit more into it. So, first of all, let's let me think about it. What's that? Does Yellow Valley have an OnlyFans account? I can do.
No, don't encourage people.
My thottery holds no bounds. So we have a 6 out of 10 off Nova Bug. Oh, and Retro Lim says 6 out of 10. Yellow Belly's Dancing, 9 out of 10. Thank you. And no, Steve, don't be doing the old Blackpool trick of clipping that and putting it to music. Andrew's giving it a 7. Maud is giving it a 7. What did you give it, buddy?
I gave it a 7, actually. I think when I first played it, I gave it a 6. And then I went back to it and thought, actually, I played it again after I played all the other ones you sent me. And I played it again. I thought, actually, no, I'll give it a 7. So I gave it a 7. And as I said, I'm not a big fan of this particular genre of games, but I thought it was all right. And if I bought it as a budget, I'd be quite happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, we won't clip it. It's not me. 6 from 8-Bit Rage. Set's giving it a 6. Pete Walker's giving it a 6. I'm going to split the difference and say 6.5. I think it's an awesome game. Now, I wonder what... we'll see if we can see what Zypho thinks about it. Because see what he's up to. Oh, there he is. Oh. Okay, maybe not. He's a little bit busy there. Is our Zypho. with us. I fail. And well, I've got a camera set up in Nova's loft. Let's see what he's up to. Oh, oh dear. Do you need a towel for that, Chris?
Well, we just heard him again. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's. Oh, there he goes.
He's doing his Sam Fox like strip poker again, isn't he? That's what
he is. Yeah, definitely. Here he goes. Chris. Yeah. Tommy taking over the ash shot. Loud fart from DVD phone and another joystick buggered. Yes, he was playing with his quick shot.
Stick of joy.
Yep, the stick of joy.
Thank you, Wayne George. Yeah. So Wayne's saying is a review from someone who's not a fan of the genre, special review because it gives a review without bias. So, okay, thanks.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have been happy with this one. And yeah, nice game. And again, the whole idea of these streams is to find games we've never seen before, or I've personally never seen it. Bungelswanger, indeed. So, any more comments on that game before I move on?
Not for me.
Not for you, sir. Right, well, let's move on then. Let's have a look at this one. Now, this won't work because yep, there we go. So let's just catalog and just bear with me.
I think it's yeah, you got it.
Yeah, go away. Part 1. Saigon Combat Unit by Optimus. It's a player's premier game. And again, this is a game I've never seen before, so hence me choosing it. Now, I know, is it hidden? Not really. Possibly a few people know. But yeah, great title screen. And it's an interesting game. How did you get this one going?
Yeah, so I couldn't get it running on my 6128, but I managed to get it working on WinApe okay. Yeah, this was the side-scroller one, wasn't it? Oh, sorry, I let you play it. Yeah, the side-scroller one. My first feeling was it was like Robocop, but crapper. Because the controls, I couldn't get the hang of the controls. They didn't seem to, it was difficult to try and aim the gun downwards.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you hit the jump key, you're committed to jumping. Even if you kind of, with some of them, you jump and you can kind of change direction in the air. You can't do that with this one. So I found the controls a bit awkward, so to speak. And then when you get to the far right, there's something invisible there that kills you, which I hadn't got to the point of, I got pissed off. So I stopped playing it a little. I just found it a little bit frustrating, this one. So, yeah. What controller do you use, by the way, Yana?
Sorry?
What controller are you using?
I'm using a Retro Flag Mega Drive controller. Obviously, I'm on WinApe, so controller-wise, on the actual Amstrads, I use a Maverick, a Quickshot Maverick.
Okay.
And I've micro-switched it.
Right.
So I had a PlayStation like stick, combat stick thing that had micro switches, and I just ripped it all out and put it in there, and it's the best unit I've got. And I also you'll see it on my channel actually, I rewired the up button to also trigger off the B button.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You got a video? Yeah, I'll have to go and check it out.
Yeah, there was a video on that. Yeah, it's it was because I've got used to using joypads, and I wanted a separate jump button, so I just wired them together, so it runs that. So it's
Retro Lim said it's Robocop. I think that's a good summary, actually, Retro.
Yeah. Yeah. So this character, you run across, you shoot everything. You got so many people. You've got limited ammo. You've also got limited.
You go all the way to the right, then something kills you there. That's it, and then you die.
Right, so it doesn't actually carry on any further. So
No. So I'm not quite sure what you have to do. You have to kill everybody there. So you have to kind of aim
possibly
down.
you also have bombs, which is I think you press the space bar for that.
Okay.
If I can
Right.
get over there. It's not bad. Graphics are okay. With a little bit small playing area. Sound is a little bit minimal.
Visually, it looked quite good, as you said. The sound bit minimal, but to me, I think the thing that put me off the most was just the controls, because it wasn't easy to aim downwards. Every time I tried to aim downwards, I ended up crouching down, and then for some reason you can't fall down holes either, even though there's another man already down there.
Yeah. Holes kill you.
Yeah.
Not feeling this one, I'll be honest. Whether it's just I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the genre. I think I've been spoilt really with being able to play Neo Geo games like what's it called now? The famous run and gun, Metal Slug. Yeah, that's it. I've been spoilt from that. Yeah, that's it. Metal Slug. Yeah. It looks good. The sound is minimal, which is very disappointing. What did you give this one?
I gave this, I think, for me, because of the controls put me off quite a bit, I ended up downgrading it to a 4. I was debating between 4 and 5, and then, as I said, every time I got to the end, get dying because of something invisible, it just kind of pissed me off. So I thought, right, I'm going to have 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not got that grab factor for me where I'd go and download the instructions and see what it says, etc. And I could miss it. I could take it or leave it. So let's have a look what the chat think of this one. Good to see you, OSG, buddy. Yeah, he's glad he's late that he missed the dancing. We got 5s. We got 8-bit Rachel's giving it a 7, taking into account she's not played it. Mental slag of Retro and Limb. 5 out of 10. Not really for me. This one, Andrea Moore's giving it a 5. I'd give it either a wet fart or a regular shit. From DVD. 5 out of 10. 5 off Novabug. Yeah, I'll agree with you guys actually with a 5. And I'll tell you who I've not asked. Let's Avaset's giving it a 7. It seems quite fun. Oh well, there you go, Avaset. That's hopefully if it's the kind of game that you'll want to have a go yourself if you haven't already. And again, that's the idea of these streams, is to find these games. Retro Rim would rather play with his balls. Well, that's all you ever do, matey, isn't it? He's worse than Novabug in his loft. He really is. Let's see what GP has to say about it. Okay, I can't argue with that. I don't know about you, but certainly can't argue with that. Good opinion, that one. Yeah. Any more comments on this one, buddy?
No, I think so. I think it was just the controls. I think really put me off. Otherwise, I probably would have scored it higher. I think if I watched you play it, I probably would have scored it higher.
Yeah, the controls are difficult, especially getting the diagonal shooting. Yeah, it really is. Can I get a nice reveal off the Lesser and Lynn next week? It could happen. You never know. Name your price. Yeah. Well, he's going to be on my channel, so I get the pennies. But yeah, not bad. I'm going with the 5. I'm going to go with the general consensus of 5. Retro and Len will show his ass for 20p and a sack of spuds. There you go. Let's move on. Now, I found this game, and I've never heard of it before, and it wasn't on the CPC website. It just happened to be in my Tosex set. It's called Samurai. Now,
Yeah. Why is it called? Well, we'll see in a minute when you start the game, but I wasn't quite sure why it's called Samurai.
yeah, I think it's mainly stereotypical backgrounds and dragons and things like that. But yeah, wasn't sure.
Basically, Samurai.
It's a 1990 game by Black System, so let's have a look, see. Alright. Come on.
Yeah, you got to wait for you to get back to the main screen, and then you can press something.
Yeah, so we've got some sumo guys there. Yes, it's very stereotypical, this one.
Yeah, so you're a samurai, but you're shooting fireballs.
Yeah.
Okay. Some guys who look like sumo wrestlers, and then I've no idea what these are. They just seem to be like they look like Nova Bug's tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Crap joke.
So there's a dragon there that you can't kill.
Yeah, you have to jump over him.
Yeah. Now, a lot of these things you have to dodge. Now, the one thing I did notice about this game is you can actually move across the screen quicker if you jump it.
Okay. What are they supposed to be as well, by the way? They just look like plastic molecules or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Remember Tomorrow's World? They'd always get that, those balls to get connected together and start talking about molecules and so. Maybe it's just me as a nerd used to watch Tomorrow's World, but they'd always get out those plastic balls and sticks and stuff. And say, well, the molecules here do this and that, and it just reminded me of that, really.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's strange. I'll be dead honest, it's a strange game. I assume there is pickups because your power meter just goes through the floor. Yeah.
I wasn't sure what I had to do to get onto the next level either, because you can keep going to the right, and then you kind of run out of screens, and then it's just like, okay, what do I do now? And then there's another screen with kind of stuff coming out of the ground, but you can't jump on. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a few seconds behind you. And yeah, you can't jump on those. So I wasn't quite. I think, again, and maybe I need to read the manual of what's supposed to happen. And yeah, strange.
It's only. I mean, it looks nice. It's got a tune, which is nice. I already got the alert, Nova Bug. Thanks for that, buddy.
Oh,
yeah, you know what he's done. You know what he's done. But I don't mind. I don't mind. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I can't make my mind up on this one. I mean, the graphics are nice. I think again, it's one of them where you're gonna have to download and have a look at the instructions. Now, your power meter is always going down when you touch these. But there's that many of them, you can't avoid it, really.
Yeah, you can shoot the tumbleweeds. Once you let them kind of go over to the left, you can turn around and shoot them all coming back again. But the samurai guy, the sumo wrestlers, you kind of keep killing them and then just more keep coming. So again, I wasn't really just not sure on what the aim of the game is, which is sad because I think it could be a good game. It's obviously it's got some good programming, it's got some good collision detection, nice bright colours. Obviously they thought about the palette, and the controls are really responsive as well. So they've done a good job on the main game loop. But it's just, what do you have to do? What's the point? What's the aim?
It looks like you've always got to keep moving. And anything in the background is sorry, I keep getting these Discord messages popping up because I've got Discord open with you on it, and various comments of what Chris has put up. Hello, Juffer. Big Juffer's here now. Now you mentioned Big Juffer, didn't you? Before.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Big
I wondered. Big Juffer was. I'm not sure if Big Juffer's the same guy I've been following on Facebook who used to hack games back in the day, crack them, and then write cheat codes and send them into Amstrad Action.
Well, there's a question for you, Joffrey, if you can let us know if you are the culprit.
And if so, I wondered how many of your typings made it into my Amstrad Action Book of Cheat Codes, Cheat Mode 2, I think it was. Yeah. So, yeah, for this one, yeah, as I said, I think the controls are responsive. It seems to have some good programming. And I'm sure how we got the manual and worked out what the aim of the game is to do, I think it would be all right. So I think I gave it a 5, I think, for this one myself.
Yeah, I'm going to go up one. I'm going to give this one a 6 because I think it's more our lack of knowledge of the game. I did try and get the old manual for this, but of course it's in Spanish. So, but there may be an English version somewhere I can find, and I think it's worth definitely coming back to this one. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a 6. What do people in the chat think of this one?
No, wrong big juffer. Okay, never mind.
6.7 off Novabug. 3 out of 10 from Retro.
So, I was actually debating to give it a 4 or 5. I think I heard on 5 on this one. So.
5.5 off Rachel. That's higher from me. We got 5 off Maud.
Try Super Edge Grinder next, says Novabug.
That message is to Big Juffer because he's discovered Relentless.
Okay. That makes more sense.
5, 3.5 off Kev. Oh, hiya, Kev. Sorry I didn't see you before, matey. Good to see you. Not fussed on it, so 5. Other sets giving it a 4 out of or a 5. A loud and smelly fart. Yeah. I think it's worth investigating further to make an informed decision on that one. But yeah, it's not doing it for me. But here is a game that does do it for me. It's called Sepulchre. Now, press number 1. This is Alienate. It's a rip-off of Alienate, but I think it's actually better to a degree. It's faster. It's certainly faster. And it came out in '86 by Ariola Soft. So, got a nice little tune at the beginning. Let's set it to joystick. Now, let's hit the start button. And before I start playing this, were you an isometric guy?
Not really, no. But having said that, I did actually enjoy this one. I played this for quite a while because it seemed to be a really big game as well. Yeah. So actually, this one was a bit of a surprise to me. I don't think I actually specifically stayed away from isometric games, but these particular types of games, I think I never really kind of got into. I think it's similar to something. Was it Attic Attack that was on the Spectrum? I think
that was top-down Attic Attack.
You're
thinking of the same company, Ultimate Play the Game. You had the likes of Alienate, which I loved on the Amstrad.
Yeah.
Night Law, those type of games.
Right, might have been Night Law then. Maybe I think that seems to ring a bell.
That's the one where you turn into a wolf. Yeah.
ZX81, and we played a game like this on there. But no, I quite enjoyed this one actually. It seemed to be a really big game as well. Not sure if you found it. There's once you get over kind of the mechanics of jumping, so you kind of got to have a bit of a run up. Not be too close to try and jump over it. So you got to go back a bit and then twiddle a bit. Then you can get over it. Make sure there's nothing above your head. And that kind of to me was kind of logical, and it was nice, easy learning curve, so to speak.
I like this game. I love isometric games. Now I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, isometric, but I love isometrics. just mainly just because of the look.
Yeah, I think this one might be better on joystick because I couldn't get this one to work on my 6128, so I used Winape.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up remapping the keys. So I was trying to use QAO and P, kind of trying to be retro, but that don't work.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. You got to be doing the diagonal. So I ended up doing QWA and S, and that seemed to work a bit better. And, yeah, I think if I had a joystick, I might have found it a little bit easier to control. So no, I found it enjoyable. So I'll probably go back to this and play this one again. Actually, see how far I can get through and just maybe solve some puzzles, maybe take some snapshots as well. It's too easy to die.
Yeah. I mean, it is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult. You've got to get your timing right, etc. No, I like this. I again. So I'll just press that again so we don't listen to the thing. And it's nice that you spawn in different areas as well.
Yeah. Looks like Novabug's off. Gonna have to watch the rest.
No worries, matey. Yeah, 12-hour shifts tomorrow. Yeah. No worries,
luck,
matey. I hope you're feeling a bit cheered up now, mate, after your bad weekend. But always a pleasure to have you here, sir. And as always, if people are not already subscribed to Novabug, why not? There's something wrong with you. And get your Bug Army merch also from the merch store. So good night, sir. Good night. And yes, there's a. I also did your review, by the way. Yeah. Yes, my Bug Army has cheered me. Well, a big salute to you, sir. It's our duty to do that.
Full rimmer, sorry. Total rim job.
There we go. Yeah, everyone say goodbye to no. No worries, buddy. Yeah, I love isometric games. I've always have, and I know I used to mither the hell out of. I'm not sure who it was now. To do isometric gaming, do like every isometric game that came out. Oh, hello. What's that? Oh, so good. Thank you for the subscription, Oxo. Much appreciated.
Oh, nice one, Oxo.
Yeah, really appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's certainly a genre you've got to. You either love it or hate it, I think. I love it, especially the puzzle elements.
And it looks to be a really big playing area as well, from what I could make out.
Yeah.
This is kind of the thing they print in like Amstrad Action on, making like a double-page spread so you could see where everything goes.
Yeah, I can see myself playing this for ages, and if I wasn't streaming, I'd be carrying on. I love this genre. The colours are a little bit garish at times, but it's in mode 1. It's a fantastic game. It's right up my street. It really is. So let's give it scores. What do you think, sir?
So I gave it a 7. I did think it didn't have many colours to it, but then again, I don't think this type of game would work in mode 0 with 16 colours. You have to go back down to mode 1, really. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I'll probably go back to this one and have a bit more of a play with it, a bit more of an explore. So I gave it 7.
Righty, so we got a 7 off yourself. Here we go. Here come the scores. We've got Rachel. It looks great. 8.5. Retro and Steve gives it a 7. Maud is giving it an 8. We've got an 8 off Andrea. I'll say quite fast. Yeah. Agreed, Andrea. Yeah. Let's have a look. Annie Viking. Looks nice. Plays fairly well. At least 6.5. But further playing is needed for final rating. I know that I'm going to be playing this game more. I really do. It's my type of game. It's my genre. Looks good. Really don't know until playing it myself. Yeah, and that's the idea, guys. I will be putting these all on my Discord feeds to download and play yourselves. But I think this one is a superb game, and I am going to give it hidden gem status.
Oh, it's very worthy.
Very worthy game. Hidden gem status, definitely. I think it plays and feels better than Ultimate's Alien 8. Yeah, definitely my first hidden gem of the night. Lovely game, and it's got the longevity. It's got everything I want in a game, and I don't have to run. I don't have to have fast reactions and all that. It's nice to just sit back and think and see what you do and do the puzzles.
Kind of one you could drink and play it and not get worse.
Yeah. So there we go, and so definitely hidden gem. This one again. This will be, as all the games will be available on my Discord. They just says, I love the way you put them on your Discord. It makes it easier to join in. Exactly. Some of these aren't that easy to find.
No.
So yeah, and that was the whole idea. So everybody tries something different. And then one day when Zypho's doing a stream or Novabug's doing a stream, and he says, "Oh, what game requests have we got?" It's not RoboCop or Chase HQ. Yeah, definitely a hidden gem. Lovely game that. Awesome. I'm so happy.
Bridget says restaurant.
Wow. That is the most. It's not hidden, but it's the biggest gem of all. So let's move on. So now, well, that was that one. Here we go. Now, here's another game. We were talking about RoboCop.
RoboCop. Stuck a T in there to avoid the copyright.
Just let it load up. And it's Sergeant Seymour Robots Cop. It's an oldies game, 92.
Yeah, Codemasters, yeah. So it's going to be good from that.
Yeah. Nice intro. Look at that Starfield in the background.
Nice, isn't it? Parallax scrolling there.
Yeah, Parallax Starfield in the background, scrolling quite nicely. Robots Cop really so sexy, really mates. Joystick, lovely graphics. So let's have a look. So it's a bit of a puzzler.
Robot Cop, not to be confused with Robert Cop.
Yeah. So basically, your character punches, and you can punch these other things, and it's literally just a case of get yourself around, really.
Yeah, you have to punch and then throw them. So you kind of have to punch them and then sort of, do it twice. So you kind of punch them to grab them, and then you punch again to throw them, and then they hit a wall or hit something, and then they turn to a bonus. Oh, it's funny. It took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah. Now, of all the games, this one, I'll have to admit, I haven't played much of. Damn. You can throw them into each other and collect the letters to make up the word Robot Cop. I think that's the general idea.
I think so, yeah. Because you can't kill that snowman guy in the middle. You can't do that, unfortunately. I've tried to do that and I just ended up dying. So, yeah. So these one-eyed snowballs are basically the ones you need to get rid of.
Freezes them?
Yeah. Oh, wow, I didn't get that power-up. That's pretty good. There's lots of different power-ups in this one, actually. There was another one where you could shoot snakes, or maybe it was lightning, actually, at them. And, it was pretty good. Bombs. There's another one with a bomb that kind of goes off, and if any of them are nearby, then it kills them, which is quite good.
Yeah, it's a nice concept. It's, hiya, Anna. Good to see you, honey. Nice concept. It's puzzle action, really.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Now, this obviously, what Cody's would have been a budget game. I would have been very happy with this, especially in '92, considering it was after the demise of the Amstrad, really.
It's nice. They got a nice little, attention to detail. They got the nice coloured fonts. They got the nice little, beginning of the screen, welcome screen and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of telling a story. You don't necessarily get with all the games, so to speak. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. It's a fun game. Again, even just playing it now, like I said, I didn't really spend much time on it. But I still want to keep going. I keep dying, but I want to see what's next. I want to see what's next. So it's got that.
What's with the green tiles? Do you know? Because some green tiles there and not other places. I haven't figured that bit out yet.
I haven't. I think it's literally just background. Maybe I may be wrong.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there was any meaning to it. Oh, yeah, I like this game. This is, again, it's not a reaction game. It's quite... Yes, you have missed my ass there, Anna. Yeah, I like this a lot. So, I have to ask a question of the community now. Is this a well-known game? Is it hidden? Or is it... yeah.
I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't even heard of it at all.
Well, yeah, I hadn't, but
because I thought I knew, or at least knew of, all the Codemasters games. But as you said, if this was like 92, I think probably I might have moved on. Or kind of be at the end of my 6128 days.
Yeah, well, I was definitely in my Mega Drive days then, so...
I think I was my ST. Probably got my ST by then, I think.
Yeah. But no, I never knew this existed. I'm just trying to see if anybody else...
Oh, Maud says she's got it and seems to remember it in AA as well. Okay.
So it's not really hidden as such. We're getting there. I think it's a belting game.
Yep, ditto. I really like this one actually.
Yeah.
I played it for a long time. In fact, my 6-year-old daughter, she liked this one as well. She watched me play it.
Oh, right, yeah, well, yeah. I think people have given it low scores. I think you should... I'm certainly going to score it higher than 5. What did you score it at?
I actually scored it as an 8. I thought this was a real hidden gem. It took me a while to get used to it, but once you got it, it's kind of it's not totally intuitive at the beginning. It's not like you fire something and they die, like traditional games. You kind of have to do the punch and then throw.
Yeah.
Kind of like real policemen do, really, isn't it? They punch you and then throw you to the ground when you call them pigs, apparently. It's once you get the hang of that bit. Then actually it was quite good. I think if I played it a bit more, if I could get past level 1, I think it'd be good.
Well, yeah, I want to keep going again. Similar to the other game, I want to keep going back to it. I keep dying, but I want to go back. It's got that right. Well, I want that grab factor as such. Let's have a look. Anna's saying 7. Maud's giving it a 7.
Steve's upgraded to a 4 out of
10. Yeah. 4, 5 of Andrea. Not sure. Yeah.
I would say, Andrew, go and play it. Give it a go. It looks really bad, but actually, when you play it, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those games that it's not about the graphics, it's not about the sound, it's about the playability.
Yeah.
And it's even though it was 92, I remember it's Cody's, and so it's a budget game.
Trillium says like the wife.
So yeah, it's a budget game. So I would have been over the moon with this as a budget.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really struggling what to score it now. I'm really struggling. Let me just check in with Nova. and see what he's up to. Oh, well, now we know why he left the stream early. He's getting a bit busy with himself there.
Oh no.
Yeah. Not to worry. Not to worry. Maybe Zypho will give us a bit of clarity on it. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Yeah. It is hard. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. It is difficult without playing it. The controls are great. Graphics are adequate. The sound is adequate. And again, I'm already wanting to reach back for it and have another go. And I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. Right, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. You gave it an 8, I think you said.
Yep.
I'll leave it up to you. Are you calling this a hidden gem?
I'm going to call it hidden gem. I think of all the games I've seen so far tonight, but also on previous nights, this would be my favourite hidden gem. Again, you've really got to play it. It just watching someone play it, I don't think really it doesn't do it justice. One of them.
Well, there we go, folks. The decision has been taken out of our hands. It's a hidden gem, and we have the lovely gem gift there. I'd not heard of it, and I know Nick hadn't heard of it, so yeah, a polarizing game indeed. But as you know, one man's gem is another man's shit, so it's all about opinions, really. Again, I called the last game a hidden gem also, and that was a isometric, and not everybody likes isometric, so I wouldn't score it as high. But yeah, I'm certainly on the grab factor alone and giving it hidden gem status. I actually do agree. No worries, Wayne. Yeah, you take care, buddy.
Good night, Wayne.
Yeah, great game. Definitely a hidden gem. So we've got 2 hidden gems tonight, which is awesome. And we've still got a few more games to go. So there we go. Sergeant Seymour, Robocop, another hidden gem. Let's move on.
Oh, Mikey Smith gives it a hidden gem as well.
Oh, you there, Mikey? You're right, buddy. So let's have a look at the next one. Now, this one's got a very strange name.
Squizam, I think that, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
SGR.
Yeah, it doesn't always pick up the right one.
No.
It's called Squizam.
Yeah.
What's a strange name? It's obviously Spanish. It's a joystick game. It's by Dynamic. And it's an 86 game, I think, this one. Let's have a look-see. Phase 1.
Correct. I'm going to say you do. I did terrible on this game. Absolutely terrible.
Am I missing something here?
No. So duck the stuff that comes over your head, jump the small stuff, and stab the skeletons. And good luck.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Well, here we go. It's a typical Spanish game.
Like the swordplay stuff at the beginning, you think, oh, it's going to be a nice swordplay game, maybe a bit like, Prince of Persia or something like that. But,
yeah. Ooh. It's a reaction game. It really is a reaction game, which I am not very good at my age.
Did so.
Yeah. It's bloody hard.
The collision detection's a bit dodgy as well. So, I mean, you could stab the skeletons, but if they're too close to you, they'll register as having got you, even though they're not actually touching you. So, I think the hitbox is a bit off.
Yeah. Let's have one more go and see.
Exactly what Rach said. Looks good, but maybe cack to play. Yeah.
The collision detection is really bad, yeah.
Why is the ninja in a bike helmet? That is a good question.
I don't know if you saw my BMX Ninja video. It's the same.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Roland on the ropes fighter, says Steve.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Did you score it?
I did. I gave it a very low 1 because it was just so frustrating. I think if I bought this, I would have taken it back to the shop and probably lied about it not loading and tried to swap it out for something completely different. It's that bad.
Yeah, I would have snipped the actually snipped the tape and said it doesn't work.
Yeah. Put it next to a magnet or something.
Yeah, it's not good. The idea's there. I'm actually thinking if I slowed the emulator down, it might be more playable, which is a very weird thing to think about. Yeah.
So I think I got this running on my 6128, if I remember rightly, and even then it's just yeah. The thing is, it doesn't give you enough time, particularly with the crap collision detection, to do things like jump and duck very quickly and then hit with the sword. If you try and do the 3 of those in one go, the controls just aren't quick enough. So I'm not quite sure if they did any play testing on this one.
Yeah. Well, the reviews are already coming in on this one. Let's have a look at what people are saying. We've got Retro Moon 2, Pete Walker 1, Avset's giving it a 3 off Rage. I'll take you back to the shop, say it's in French. Yeah. 3 off Andrea, 3. Fart noises and helmet cracked me up. But yeah, 4 off. It made me chuckle a bit, so it gave more the chuckle, so he's happy to give it a 4. Texas giving it 3. Rabbit shit, yeah. 3 off Big Juffer. 7 off 7 Arse Candles. So yeah, that's a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Church pillar candles as well. Blimey, Rich.
Oh dear me. Yeah. It's not good, is it? It's not good.
No, my reactions just weren't quick enough to keep up. Maybe someone else might be quick enough, but no, certainly not my cup of tea at all.
Yeah, totally with you on that. Yeah, let's see what GP has to say. Well, yeah, he agrees with us there. Yeah, it's. I don't know if you heard what he said. Was I know the last bit was a right load of shit. Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, I'm going to quickly move on from that one. The idea's there. It's a shame they just didn't spend more time on it. So here's another one. Now I know you told me you struggled with this one.
Yeah, this was a top-down shooter. So again, I got this one running on my 6128, so I was really happy about that. But I wasn't quite sure what you actually have to do, because when you fire at stuff, it doesn't seem to do anything, and you just seem to be like a spider, a black blob of a spider with white legs. Yeah, maybe I just don't get it, and someone can explain it to me. But yeah. And it's not obvious what scenery. So that green pipe below you can actually go under.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
And then there's these dots somewhere that bounce you about, which you don't see them until late. And then I didn't seem to be able to pick anything up either.
Yeah, you don't seem to be able to do anything really, other than shoot. No. Unless there's a button for it.
It's not scrolling properly either. It's one of the ones that just draws you onto the next screen, which I always think is a bit lazy coding.
Again, it's one of them. They had the right idea. They just didn't implement it properly. If they'd really thought about it, I mean, the fact that you ricochet off everything doesn't help.
Yeah. No. It's nice you get kind of a momentum going. So if they'd made something of that, so you could kind of get some momentum going and bounce off something into something else to do something. Yeah, they could have really kind of had a nice basic physics type game, maybe. But I mean, what even is that?
Oh, well, that's somewhat weird.
Spider or you changed. Oh, look at that.
I hit the enter button, and you flip to something else. Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's a new mechanic, maybe.
I need to give this one another go then. Maybe I didn't get. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when I'm playing something, I'll just hammer the keyboard as well, just to see if it does anything.
Good idea.
Yeah, but no, again, I wonder if it makes any difference on there. No.
I think what Rach says makes sense. I think this could probably be good, but just not really bothered about it. Yeah, I think that's the trouble. It's kind of like they had a deadline to meet, and they just kind of stopped with the gameplay.
Yeah. Again, it's one of them. It's got the potential. It could have been really good. But I think what Steve says there is that, they try to be a bit clever. Maybe they overstretched themselves. So, if it makes a difference to do that. Because it's like, I've no idea what that is.
No, and you can't break it or anything. You can't shoot it. And when you shoot, you can't shoot unless you push in a direction to shoot. But when you push in a direction, you also travel in that direction as well.
Yeah, which is really pain in the ass. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And so you got the yellow dots and the red dots there, and you bounce off those, and just like, well, why?
Oh, it seems I've got a little bit further. Oh, there's an X. What's the next do? Absolutely nothing. Have a look at it. Can I change back? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the controls right. Yeah, I'm just making a difference. Game over, thank God. Yeah. Very confusing. Don't you want to CPC game reviews? Just be singing your website's praises as usual.
Oh wait, is his website CPC Power?
No, it's CPC game reviews.
Okay.
It's my go-to page, and it links to CPC Power. So on all his games, he'll have a link to CPC Power, so you can get the instructions and things like that.
Okay, I've been to this website before many times. Okay, right. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's just do a search on it. Yeah, definitely. And have a look. Nice music. Yeah. Right, scores, folks. Give me scores. Come on.
I gave this a 3. I think it had potential, but I just don't know what that potential is. Again, if I go back and read the manual and maybe look at the keys, maybe there's something we're missing. It's not obvious what the aim of the game is again. But a lot of games were like that back in the day, weren't they? They came with an inlay card or something. You were kind of expected to at least, give that a read. And there's not much hand-holding like those modern day games. So, it looks nice. So I gave it a 3. I might up that to a 4, to be honest with you, actually. I think I might have been a bit harsh there. Given what you found on the keyboard, I think maybe at least I hadn't given it enough research of what to do. So I'm gonna change mine and go for a 4, I think.
You're going to go for an initial 4. CPC Game Reviews on his website gave it a 7, I believe, CPC, if that's right. I'm going to go slightly lower than that and give it a 6, because I can see there's something in there that we are missing, rather than the game's missing. So, I'm going to go for a 6 on that. Not hidden gem status, I'm afraid. We've had 2 already. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting game, and again, it's one of those that you'd have to sit down and maybe go through it. One thing, we discussed it off screen, didn't we, is what you used to do is you go to WH Smith's or Boots or whatever you used to buy your games from, and on your bus ride home, you'd read every square inch of the inside inlay of the cassette, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first one was Sepulchre, and the second one was Seymour Robot Cop. Yeah, but no, certainly interesting game, and yeah, it's just misses out on something. Now then, here's the last game of the night, and I saved this one for a certain reason. It's called Ship Pilot. Now listen to that.
That's the hint.
Copyright strike there. Rachel,
I think
this is for you.
I think it's such a bad rendition, you probably won't get copyright strike for it.
Yeah. Yes, I always have to have a shit game in here.
Shit game, no fans. That's my first joke.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. It's an attempt at a shoot 'em up. And it's not good. There we go. Game over straight away. Not as bad as getting that stuff. Yeah. Fuck me sideways from the Well, you look at the year. I mean, 1988. Yeah, it's a shit 'em up. It's certainly a shit 'em up. It's certainly a shit 'em up. Now, I always include these type of games in my streams, just so I can say to Rachel, Texie, John Gage, who I know he's not watching, he had things to do tonight, but this is for the shit game reviews. I challenge you to review this game. Now, and on that note, what I shall do is shut that up, and if you could just switch your camera back on, buddy, that'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Where's the thingy gone? Should be there.
There you are, you're back on screen. So, there we go. Shit pilot indeed. So there you go, Texie. That's for you and for Rachel. And yes, well, I'll certainly put this in John Gage's Discord for him, for the shit game. Stefano's going to do it as well. Yeah, it is crap, and I deliberately put it in there. We've got two out of 10s for lovely things. So there we go, folks. How did you feel now, matey?
Yeah, a bit more relaxed now. I think the can of beers helped too. Yeah, everyone's been so nice to me this evening. Really, really appreciate that. And some nice things everyone said about me as well. Yeah, I might even make some videos about my setup actually as well. Some people were expressing some interest in that. So
well, yeah. Like I said, if you need help setting up a channel, or you don't want to set up a channel, or what, you can certainly send me the vids and I'll post them for you, mate. That's no problem. I think you've done brilliantly, mate. I think, especially with your knowledge of the Amstrad, it's nice to have. I mean, I know a lot of people not everybody grew up with the Amstrad, and I don't mind that. But yeah, your knowledge, and again, you've got the equipment there, which is fantastic. I think you've done a brilliant job, buddy.
Great. Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate that. And,
no, it really helps me out.
I didn't mind when you asked me. I was just like, okay, go for it. And my wife's like, yeah, you should really do it. You know lots about it. So
this is it. Yeah, this is it. It's the like I said, I mean, you look at the chat now. Everybody's saying you've done brilliant, mate, and it's great to meet you. If you look through the chat,
thanks, Andrew. Yeah. I'll have to have another look through it. I think I'm going to watch it back later on as well with my eldest. He wants to watch it. He's busy right now, getting ready for bed, so I'm not sure if he's watching it live. But yeah, okay. Well, if there's some interest, I'll maybe create a channel. I've created one already for my son. He's uploading some Minecraft videos. I've helped him do that. So maybe I'll try and create something with the old Ami in the background, and start off with a bit of a tour or something, and move on to maybe some how-to videos or something. So yeah, but no, it's been a lot of fun. particularly with some of these games tonight as well that I've not played before, I've not heard of before, and I think I probably might be going back to isometric game, even though previously I wasn't an isometric die-hard fan. I think that was quite a good one, and that Sergeant Seymour Robot Cop, I think I'm going to have to play that one again and see if I can complete at least the first level. So yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah, it has been fun, and I've really enjoyed having you as a guest. Will you come on again?
Yeah, if you have me, absolutely.
Yeah, of course I'll have you, mate. Yeah, I'll try not to bear me ass next time.
Or anything else.
Yeah. Juffer, I need to get you lined up to come on, buddy, and Maud, good to do with having you on as well, and Avocet, yeah, and also some railway stuff as well. It says Avocet. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
right, yeah.
Mikey, if you want to start getting yourself ready, buddy, if you, I'll give you the heads up now. But yeah, big thanks to everybody in the chat. It's been real fun. It's real. Yeah. I'm just like, what time are we on now? Yeah. So Mikey Smith is. His link is in the description of this video now. So if you can please join me, we will all jump over to Twitch, the Mikey Smith Live, where he's got some Amiga goodness. So let's get everybody there. I've got 22 viewers. Let's get them 22 added to his numbers. So big thank you for Technic. So it's a good night from all of us. And as always, Yellow Belly out.
Cheers all. Bye-bye.